All right, we're live on Facebook. Welcome everybody to our WAVwatch weekly webinar. Ooh, three W's.
There we go. Thank you so much for coming on today. I've been changing my presentation around several times and just having a lot of fun with it. So I hope that you're going to have some fun with me today also, because we're a group of people that are learning about new ideas, new technology. And so I know you're open to new ideas, but how do we share those with other people? And why is it even important? I guess, sometimes it is hard. So sometimes we need some maybe ammunition, some phrasing, some pictures, something that we can share with people to show them why different ideas about our health could be very, very important. And so this is a video that I added at just the last minute, and I'm going to have Joseph share it with us so that you can see what we're talking about and the importance of reaching out to our loved ones or to friends or anybody around us about some things that could be occurring in our economy and with health. So here we go. It is a 5-minute Tucker Carlson show.
All right, so this is on TikTok, and let's see here.
Need some audio.
Okay, so it's not working. All right, is this
I can't
better?
hear.
Oh, yes. All right, let
Can't
me
hear.
try that. Let's try that again.
This was a last minute idea, but it just knocked me over. So I did definitely want to share it with everybody.
Okay, let's try again. All right, can you still see that if I go full screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Statin drugs are prescribed to the majority of American men over 40?
The last rate, I think 2019, the last study I said was 45%, and I think there's reports that now post-COVID it's close to 50%.
So what's the downside of statin drugs?
Oh, there's wild research coming out. I mean, the highest level, just even if the drugs don't have no side effects, heart disease isn't a statin deficiency. What statins, to me, at the most important level, represent that we have a moral hazard, right? Fundamentally, when you're prescribed that statin, you're told by the doctor that you're doing something. When you're prescribed the Ozempic, the doctor, Fatima Stanford on 60 Minutes, who's paid off doctor from Ozempic, said, throw willpower out the window. This is a brain disease. Food isn't the problem. It's a medical issue. Take Ozempic. Do not worry about what you're eating.
This is exactly what Purdue Pharma said about pain.
Yeah. So
20
you
years
have
ago.
so you have these messages. You have the statins. You're doing something. You now can eat what you want to eat. You wouldn't even believe this, but until 2018, and Dr. Robert Lustig, who's a hero of mine, has pointed this out, an endocrinologist at UCSF, the American Diabetes Association said that as long as you take your medications, you do not need to change your diet as a diabetic. So you literally have guidance from the American Heart Association, from the American Diabetes Association, now from the obesity industrial complex, saying that if you take these drugs, you're good. But that's a lie, because there's never been a drug in American history for a chronic condition that has lowered the rate of that chronic condition.
What's the cost of all that? Just diabetes?
Well, with diabetes, this is the root cause. Again, it's a misnomer to see this as an isolated condition. Almost 100% of people with Alzheimer's have prediabetes or diabetes. Diabetes is one of the...
Seriously?
Alzheimer's is now called type 3 diabetes. The most highest indicator you can have for dementia or Alzheimer's is some kind of blood sugar dysregulation. If you have normal fasting glucose levels, your chance of having any type of dementia is very, very low. Dementia is highly tied. Again, I don't even like using the word diabetes. Our cells, diabetes is cellular dysregulation caused by our environment or food. Again, the majority of people in this country have some form of that happening inside their bodies because of our environment, and this is unprecedented. So diabetes is really the root cause. But if you just take diabetes, this is one of the biggest line items in the U.S. budget. We're spending, if you add up all the line items we're spending on healthcare just to manage diabetes, it's more than the defense budget. What's
Wait,
truly
the U.S. government spends more managing diabetes than it does on defense.
what is going, if you want to stack rank what would bring down the American Republic, it's not, marginal rates of military spending. It's not, what the marginal tax rate is. Our biggest line item in our budget, the biggest part of our economy is healthcare, and it's also the fastest growing industry. Healthcare is the largest and the fastest growing industry in the United States. The bulk of that spending is coming from government, and as it grows, it produces worse results. It is not slowing down. It's going to be 40% of the budget in about 15 years, and it's only growing. There's nothing stopping this trend. And as that's happening, we're becoming an infertile, depressed, sicker population at an almost exponential rate. We're going to cease to exist as a country because we let that happen. And you look at the budget and you look what's really going to destroy the budget in our country. Defense is a small part of it. It is healthcare costs. It is metabolic dysfunction.
And is diabetes the biggest?
Diabetes and prediabetes is the root of almost everything. You have very few people with heart disease, with many forms of cancer, with dementia, with all these. This is the lie that's being told. When my sister graduated Stanford Medical School, she had to choose between 42 specialties. She was a head and neck surgeon, and then the fellowship was going to be even a smaller part of the body, 1 millimeter of the. That's what doctors devote their lives to, like literally a millimeter. That's a lie. That's a lie. When she was cutting out sinus inflammation, right? She looked at a patient's report. They had 60 pages. They had prediabetes, they had depression, they had heart issues. She didn't speak to those doctors. And she was never trained how the inflammation that she's cutting someone's face open and taking out, not once at Stanford Med School was she trained or even brought up why that person has inflammation in the first place. That surgery, Medicaid will pay $20,000 for that, along with all the other comorbidities the patient has. We're training doctors, right? Medical schools, pharma companies, hospitals, doctors, nurses, insurance companies. They make money when people are sicker for longer periods of time. The way to do that is to silo conditions. That's why Ozempic is so important, because obesity is not a siloed condition. Obesity is a visible example that we are losing our way as Americans, and treating that in a silo is just medically not going to work, and it's happening because of corruption.
Wow. Any comments, sons? Do you see, they didn't get to see it before I asked them to put it on. Do you see the importance of sharing this with people? What do you think?
Absolutely. It's great to hear that, and to that we always need to be looking at the body in a more holistic sense, but there's so much more, even more depth to it as well. But so much more that we need to be looking into and trying to do without drugs necessarily. So,
And I think I see that people sometimes in my life, I'm hearing some negative things that are happening, and I'm always saying, but how can I help? How can I help? Well, here's a way we can help by just educating people that there are other ways to improve our health. Okay. So other ideas, Joseph, before we move on.
I would just say in general, inflammation is such a big issue. I mean, he definitely touched a lot on diabetes, but just our diet in general, every processed food. I mean, yeah, my wife and I go to the grocery store and we buy vegetables and meat, and people look at us like, where's your box of Cheerios or whatever, So just trying to eat really healthy, I think, is very important, because sugar in our bodies causes inflammation. So does, wheat, gluten, all the bread that is made in the US has bromide, which turns to glue in our stomachs. So that's affecting our digestion as well. Of course, there's a whole thing, right? GMOs,
Just
glyphosate. There's some research showing a lot of people that are allergic to corn, soy, and wheat, because those are our major grains, and they're all GMO and using glyphosate. So major
and we
issues.
don't have enough salt. If we had real salt, We can
Mhm.
digest some of those things easier. So it just goes on and on. I think I interrupted Joseph. Anything else? But that video really got me going. So I hope you can share that. And I think we had a link put in the site. So I'm going to go ahead and share some more things with you. And maybe in a few minutes, we could have a little discussion on how you share health ideas or frequencies with other people, because we're all touching someone else's life when we are able to share these. So, so important. Oops, it's not quite there yet. Sorry. There we go. Can you see it now? So the most important thing, from that video, I just wanted to make sure that everybody could see that he was saying a metabolic disorder. So that's a term that's not used very often, but when I, kind of looked up some definitions to share with you really quickly in 5 minutes before the program started, the easiest way to say it's a chemical reaction in the body that's not happening correctly, when our body doesn't have the ability to turn food into energy and get rid of waste. Those were two different definitions. And so, how can that be a drug problem? That's a food problem over and over again. Something isn't right. We don't have the correct nutrients or whatever. But that's kind of what he was saying and gave a lot of information. So what I really wanted to share is how we can share information. What can we do? Are we tied to the medical community? And most of you are going to be saying no, because you know about the WAVwatch, the world's first therapy sound watch. So we have 1,000 frequencies, and there are a lot of ideas on there. And so it's up to us to kind of educate ourselves a little bit more about our health, because the medical is not going to. And obviously they don't know. I mean, you can talk to any medical doctor if they're, if you know them pretty well, or even reaching out to them. How many classes did you have on nutrition? And they'll tell you that they didn't have hardly. I've heard the phrasing a week's class on nutrition. We studied a week, or things like that. So we have to educate ourselves, and that's why the WAVwatch is all about self-care. So what we have right now, I just always have to show this disclaimer, is some information about frequencies and how they could be helpful. And I've, mentioned this several times. I don't mean to be a broken record, but they are helpful to be able to be more aware of the medications that you're taking, or work with a medical doctor to reduce those medications, or whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you to do anything, obviously, but I'm just saying that so many people have commented on that. So don't forget, it's not a medical device. It's not FDA approved. And that's because frequencies have been around since the beginning. In the beginning, there was the word. And it's still amazing to me that they are still considered experimental. We do have words in our selections of 1,000 that sound like a medical, phrase. And that's just so you can identify them, that particular frequency was measured for that particular problem. So anyway, I just wanted to share this testimony that I just got yesterday, and I thought it fit perfectly. So Susan, and obviously I've taken her email off, said that she's had joint pain ever since I completed my chemo and radiation last year. I didn't want to take any more meds because the meds were getting me depressed. My sister-in-law told me about the WAVwatch, so I bought one immediately. The WAVwatch has worked better than any of the meds I had to take, and without any side effects. Thank you, Susan. So doesn't that just say it all? I didn't know how, special that testimony was going to be. That's what we're looking for, is to maybe step back a little bit, give ourselves a little bit more time, but be careful with our bodies, obviously, and try to clean up our bodies, try to learn more about them so that we are not dependent on, so much medication. And I don't know of anybody that doesn't really want to do that. had comments time and time again that, I want to kind of work off of things. And then this was another testimony that I have. I was dealing with extreme pain from carpal tunnel in my hands, arthritis in the hands and shoulders, and stenosis of my spine, as well as arthritis there. I was given a WAVwatch as a gift, started specific treatments in the morning, and after a few days, my pain is almost gone. I do not need to use medications or hand braces anymore. If I need to do a lot of repetitive motion with my hands, I use the wave before I work and then again afterwards. My quality of life has improved significantly, and I am so grateful for this technology. I turned 70 in June. So there again, we have another comment. I do not need to use medication or hand braces anymore. Isn't that what we're all looking for? So very, very important for us to be able to learn ideas and then share those ideas with somebody else. One more, these all just came in yesterday, but I've struggled with arthritis spreading across my hand and mainly into my fingers. The aches can differ daily from slight to I can't bend my fingers. I use the watch on detox and cleanse, the parasite cleanse, rheumatoid arthritis, and osteoarthritis all in one file and just let it rotate around them all for a few hours a day on and off. Within 1 hour, I felt with relief, and within 2 days, I have full unhindered use of all fingers. Bliss. So very exciting, isn't it? And that was from John. Then he also adds, just as an extra, my daughter had back pain. We found a setting for that, and within 30 minutes, she had relief. She is a sports rehab physiotherapist and is aware of sound therapies. For me, the watch has paid for itself already. Thanks for bringing this great device to the people. So, maybe you have something that you can share with other people. Oh, I forgot one, the easiest one yet. Larry sent in one that just said circulation, legs and feet. A great improvement since I have been using the WAVwatch. Make it simple. It's perfect. That's what we need. So how do we share the WAVwatch with other people? Some people are just able to talk to their neighbors and their friends and everybody and have no problem. But other people want a few more ideas. And it's like, you talk to somebody that's a little bit rough or very unbelieving about sound frequencies, you have to have something to share with them. So I'm going to pick on my own son, John, because you are the one that showed me about this or told me about this. Do you want to share that idea or, anything? This is what spoke to him.
Oh,
Really am putting you on the spot.
yes. Well, from what you got on the screen here, yeah, talking about frequencies and learning about some kind of ancient techniques and frequencies, and yeah, it was just kind of mind blowing, and about what's out there today and what's been utilized eons ago in regards to sound and frequencies, and I think that we're just now starting to unlock and fully understand what some ancient cultures understood even better than we do in regards to frequencies. So.
And didn't you watch a whole video? I think you sent me a video that he had made.
So actually,
Is that right?
It was an interesting podcast about the pyramids and about some different frequencies and the it's it's so wild I can't even explain it all on here, but it was just a really really interesting take, and I'm still kind of delving through all of the details of that podcast and what they've been able to do in regards to pain mitigation, but also some various studies that have been done within the medical community about increasing oxygen within blood utilizing frequencies. And so as kind of we all wear a lot of different hats with WAVwatch, but one of those for me is kind of new product development. So really looking specifically at oxygen in the blood, and the we hear about all these different things, and yes, there's so many things out there that are good for our health and that are bad for our health. But from some things I've been looking at, it's hypoxia, the lack of oxygen within the blood that ultimately causes is the end of many of us. And so, looking at ways that we can really intensify the usage of frequencies to help keep more oxygen within the blood is kind of near the top of my list in my work here at WAVwatch. And one of the other things that's kind of interesting is and something that kind of hit me from learning about this was that we think of the heart as a pump, right? That pumps our blood to the extremities of our body and all the veins and capillaries and everything, and then it all comes back. And yes, it does that using pressure, but there's also that thump thump that we can hear, and it makes you wonder if there's actually the sound of that pump that's actually doing some work as well, in addition to changing the pressure coming and going. And so that's some things that I'm kind of delving into to try to figure out how we can even further help people using the WAVwatch and using sound frequencies.
Well, I really put him on the spot, and look how he just stepped up there. Okay. And it's amazing how things just work out too, because I have this slide to share with you. He just mentioned the heart and the heartbeat. Well, this is from Stanford Med. And when I see this picture, I always think of an amazing rug. To me, this looks like artwork or a rug or ancient, clothing designs. I mean, I'm not sure exactly other ways to describe it, but all of these are heart cells. And each one of those pictures is a heart cell that has been introduced to a different frequency. And so they were able to photograph that change in the heart cell with a different frequency. So do you have any doubt in your mind that frequencies can affect our body? Look how many they were able to take images of. And John introduced that idea with the heart, and it's right there it is. So if you're needing something to share with somebody, this might be an idea. Wow, have you seen this information from Stanford Med? They have pictures of the heart changing with each frequency. So I think that's a great thing. And again, to me, I just think it looks like artwork. Does anybody agree with me? So did our ancient cultures know something we didn't know about sound and therapy? What were they seeing when they made these exact same designs all over the world for different uses and on rocks and, all over? Who knows where you might see any of these particular ideas. So Joseph, I've kind of, any comments?
I wanted to jump in there.
Yeah.
There's several things. Actually, I've seen some interesting research actually from Russia, and I think they were able to show that the heart actually sorts the type of blood cells it sends with every pump. So it sends cells that are more rich in, oxygen or different things to different organs. Think about the amazingness of that design. And also, if you think back to the Bible, there's several passages that talks about the heart, who can understand the heart of man, different things about how God designed the heart. I just think it's really interesting that, our understanding is so simple that it's just a pump, but it's also a emotional connection, right? So there's deep emotions within every organ, and the heart is one of those. I was reading the other day that there actually is a condition called a broken heart. When you think about a few years ago, a famous actress passed away. John, do you remember Carrie Fisher? Was her mom passed away, and the next day Carrie Fisher passed away. And that happens and it's a literal extreme stress response to trauma, and your heart cannot survive that trauma. Or so you think about the interplay between emotions and your heart. And we always talk about, I've got a broken heart. So there's a lot here to me in frequencies and sound and music and the design of the heart, but it is such an important organ that keeps us alive with every beat.
So I want to go back. Go ahead. Anything else? I just think that, if we brainstorm or maybe if we share some fun ideas with you, you might be able to share ideas with other people, not necessarily to try to, get them to get the WAVwatch, but just to open their eyes to the fact that our civilization, our culture is in trouble if we keep depending on some of the ideas that we are so dependent on now, trying to say a lot without not saying much. It's the way to say it and laugh. Joseph, was there anything that really opened your eyes to frequencies and health or, self-care?
Mm, well, I guess it was just actually using the WAVwatch. My wife had a kidney stone over Christmas one time. We were all together. You guys might remember this, and she was in debilitating pain, and just trying that and seeing how that helped her and thinking through the resonant frequencies and how that worked. I think it's interesting, but also, these patterns that you're talking about, with the pyramids or the heart cells. I think it's all very fascinating. But I was going to say one thing related in a Q&A. Um, uh, Kim has some interesting comments, and one is about how would you get more oxygen in the blood? And John, I know you hinted at this, but in that podcast, there was something really interesting about the blood. And then just before you say that, Kim also said we have to be careful when we speak out. Our voice is a frequency. There's a Bible verse that says the power of death and life are in the tongue. So really, another Bible verse talks about out of the heart overflows our mouth, right? So there's a lot of heart condition that isn't just physical but also emotional and spiritual. Thanks for sharing, Kim. But yeah, John, I'll let you take the from here.
I'm not sure which one to use
Oh,
yet. But
you were that podcast that she has up on the screen had a thing about when they pumped some frequencies into the blood and it changed color and
yes,
maintained that color. And
yes,
I thought you would remember that.
yes. But what I don't know is right now on the WaveWatch, you know, I would recommend running the
Ah,
whole heart folder. But as far as what frequency that is specifically to add more oxygen, I don't necessarily have that answer yet.
all
But
right.
that's why we're researching it. And that's why we're, I think that this is a journey as we, the more that we learn about history and the more that we learn about the body, that we're trying to continually to improve the product that we offer everyone. And one of those ways is to look for different new frequencies, and then also the idea of combining various frequencies for an added result, which is called heterodyning, which I'm kind of playing with as well. Not that I'm an expert in anything, but I'm definitely doing as much research I can on that to see what we can find. So.
There we go. So I have just a couple more pictures. I don't want to, uh, change too quickly, but just to let you know, if you haven't seen any of these could be things to share with people. They have specific pictures. You can find them all over the internet of chambers that it's taken them a long time to realize that they were resonating chambers. And there's so much more to it. I mean, people have studied them for, 100 years now or whatever. And there's and some of them are now saying, oh, they ran water through here. They did this. It was a resonating chamber. And the information is kind of segued a little bit. But you can go into some of these chambers, and wouldn't it be fun to do that? And of course, you can hear the resonation. And then, you can also go on. Many of you have heard about churches, and don't these kind of look like a church? That's what was kind of amazing to me, the windows or the shape of it. So, in other time periods, our churches were built with resonating features, I guess you'd say. And I do have a video about that if we have a little bit of time. But so many interesting architectural ideas that you could share with people about features. Now, this is probably my favorite one, and I have showed it before, but I'm not sure my own sons have seen it. So I have been saying that the WaveWatch is the world's first sound therapy watch. Well, maybe it's not a new idea. Look at this. Have any of you seen this before? Wouldn't that be a fun picture to show and share with somebody? What is that? What do you think that is? How is that possible? And then look at this collage. Can you see that? Every picture in there has a floating or has a wristband of some kind. How many statues do we have to see with some kind of a wristband on? What were they? Were they ahead of us? Did they know something we don't know? So you can spark enthusiasm and learning experiences in anybody just by showing a mystery. So this is a mystery. I say I have the world's first, but maybe I don't. So have fun with that. So this is from, I have another video here. It's just a short one.
Oh, this is a question. Why does he have a watch on? Isn't that a watch?
How dare you? Impossible. Stop.
What is that?
It's jewelry.
It looks like a watch. I mean,
It
maybe
does.
it's jewelry, but it's on his wrist, and it's a circle, and it's with a band.
Right.
I mean, what is that?
Mini Antikythera mechanism.
It looks like my
iPod Mini.
watch.
It does.
It does.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But of course, the explanation is like, of course not, just jewelry. But it does look like it, doesn't it?
Well, it just makes sense that if they developed weapons and they developed clothing and they developed shelters, if they had the sophistication to be able to construct these buildings, why wouldn't they be able to construct a watch?
Right.
An automatic watch.
Isn't that a fun one? You know, and I think the mystery just keeps deepening for me, you know, that there's so much going on that we could share with other people. Well, I'd really like to move on to the next slide here.
They open, but
There we go. Maybe. Okay. So, supposedly most of these drawings, or excuse me, photographs were from the ancient Sumerians. And so just thought I'd give a little bit of information about that because that might spark something. So they created, you know, maybe the first great civilization in Mesopotamia about 6,000 years ago. And that's just a little bit about who those people were that had the pictures of the watch. So again, maybe you've got a 7th grade or 8th grade son or daughter or whatever, or niece or nephew or grandchild. And that could be a great little thing to look up together and share. So I thought I had one more slide. I don't know if I can find it. I hate to jump. I'm going to though. This is an opinion from somebody on the internet about what he thought these watches were. And this person is a little bit energetic, he says. He has energetic reactions. And he thinks the watches had several purposes: to travel between the non-physical dimensions, to monitor and change energy frequencies, and to receive information via telepathic intuitive means. So that's just one person. And I'm not saying yes or no. I'm just saying you can read lots of things and it just sparks a mystery. It's like, oh, let's research this. Really? That's crazy. But if you think it's on the crazy side, wouldn't you try to find the information to disprove it, you know? How do you know what those were? Does anybody know yet what they are? So I just thought that was really kind of fun. And I think that's my favorite picture is some of these statues with a large wristband on. So now I'll go back here a little bit. So you could go the opposite way with people and you could say, we do have results. There's lots of scientific information out there about frequencies, but it's not well known. We're not speaking out. Maybe we don't have this information at our fingertips, but it has been recorded and we can look it up to share with people who are skeptical or want more information. So this is a summary of proven results from sound therapy. And this was from a website called soundtherapy.com. And this also asks and maybe answers some questions for people who are wondering how long to use a WAVwatch. I don't have a yes or no or right or wrong, you know, a definitive time. But these results were from a different tool, which was headphones that you wear, of course, on your ears, and then you set and listen to a frequency. Where the WAVwatch concept is you wear the frequency and absorb it. But they use these with common repeated results in research when it was done in a 30-minute session 2 to 3 times a week, and they might do it for 30 to 40 sessions. Now, that's what these results were on the slides that I'm going to show you that have scientific information and some statistics. So I realize these are a little bit, a lot of written work here, but I wanted to copy it and not, misconstrue anything that was said. But if we pick through some of these ideas, maybe you know somebody that has one of these problems. So anxiety or depression, you can come back to these. Maybe you could take a picture of our slide as we go through or whatever. But they're saying anxiety reduced by 58% more with sound frequencies than using classical music. And it reduced by 80%, 86% more when you didn't do anything, of course, something is necessary. So they have that information that anxiety and depression can be reduced for frequencies. Also, the middle one, memory and focus. It is shown that children with ADHD and other learning disabilities can see an increase of over 29% with frequencies. And the results happen in under 4 weeks. Remember, this is frequencies. I'm not saying it's the WAVwatch. I'm not saying I have I've had these studies done, but I'm saying a very similar device has these. So it is very important to know that somebody might be able to be helped a little bit with some tools that are not medications or other types of techniques that might be used. Pain. This one, if you kind of look in the center of it, this one said that people with chronic pain who use sound rhythms, which is what ours are, sound rhythm songs, showed that listening at least twice a week lowered their feelings of pain by an average of 77% after sessions in the first 2 weeks. Now, I've actually had pain really improve to me quicker than that, but I can't make any statements because I don't have a medical, study done on this or an official study done, but just testimonies. The pain does seem to really go away fairly fast for some people, and for others, it might not even change it at all. So one thing about sound therapy, it isn't 100%, but then is anything 100%? Our supplements aren't 100%, exercise or massage isn't 100%. Again, medication is never 100%. So I'm very pleased that we have a 77% increase or decrease in pain with sound therapy. Now, here's another one, migraines. They say about 15 to 20% of adults get migraines. And I guess it didn't give us a statistic on how the improvement was, but that has been a pretty good one for the WAVwatch. Lots of improvements with that. But so you should, if you know somebody with some of these ideas, maybe this is a way to go. Maybe you don't want to have fun and share ideas with them about ancient technology. Maybe you don't want to share the video from Tucker Carlson. Maybe you just want to, use some of these ideas. So also we have ADHD and autism, and impulsive behavior decreased by more than 30% in 8-year-olds with listening to sound. And there was as much as a 29 to 32% decrease in people, in adults who did not even have ADHD, I guess is what it says there. So there were some changes in autism, but there were no statistics on that particular one. And then if you look at the insomnia one, there's a decrease of 68% with problems in that. And sleep patterns went from 4 to 6 hours a night to 8 to 9 hours a night. How big is that for people? So if you know somebody that's having insomnia, they may have only looked at over-the-counter ideas, or maybe they're frustrated enough they're going to the medical community, or maybe you could share this information with them, that there are some statistics on this. And then I hope I'm not boring you too much, because I know there's a lot of writing on these screens. But Alzheimer and dementia, we already heard a lot about that with the first Tucker Carlson segment. But 34% of people over 85 have Alzheimer's. But this research showed that a concentration rhythm, which would be what we have on the WAVwatch, we have those ideas exactly. It removed 37% of the plaque. Now, evidently, as I'm reading this one was on mice. They did not say that they had done this one on people, but there is an experiment that does show that. So improvements in different ideas. And then tinnitus in the ears, a 78% improvement. Now, to me, I think I'd go the opposite on the WAVwatch. I think there's less improvement on tinnitus with the WAVwatch than other things. And I was really surprised on that particular one, because I would only tab the tinnitus maybe at 50% with the WAVwatch, but I would tab kidney stones at 99.9%. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not, again, saying that I have done a study. I'm just saying that from testimonies that I have had more feedback with the kidney stones definitely being very, very positive. So I hope I'm not making any claims there. I apologize if it sounded like that. Just saying that from testimonies. So don't forget that we have these, different ideas on Facebook and Rumble and YouTube that you can share with everybody. And I see this as an older one. I guess I have 60 teaching segments. Well, we're not now up to 75 teaching segments. So that's another way that you can share with people and feel that you're doing something. That's what I'm having a hard time with, is feel that I'm adding to my country right now, or feel that I'm helping people. And I think all of us want to do that in some way, shape, or form. Everybody can't be, a spokesperson. Everybody can't be a Tucker Carlson, or, whatever you might aspire to be. But we can help people on a one-on-one level by just sharing information. And it is the information that we feel comfortable with sharing. So you need different kinds of information. And sometimes you need different kinds of information for a different person, because their personality, and they might react more to ancient ideas than they would react to a study. Or maybe somebody else needs to see a video, So those are why I was trying to give you some ideas today. And then basically, here's just a picture. And I always suggest that you start with inflammation, pain, and trauma. And if you missed my segment on inflammation, pain, and trauma, that would be a good one to catch up with. And Joseph has already mentioned how important the inflammation, pain, and trauma is. It's huge. It connects with everything. It's part of that metabolic syndrome purpose. But what is setting it off? Gee, is it our toxins? What is it that is happening? I think I have one more TikTok to show, and I got this one to work. So this is a little bit more about ancient technology in churches, and I'm going to apologize beforehand. He's got some cussing in here, but the information is great.
Here's a secret that's been kept by cathedrals for a long time. This right here is your DNA. This at the top is your DNA from a top-down view. These geometric shapes that you see is what we call sacred geometry. Sacred geometry is an ancient study that explains energy patterns, like this turtle right here. If you look to the right, what you see here is a sand plate that's connected to some type of instrument that can send out frequency. Now let's just say the instrument is a piano, and when I hit one of the notes on the piano, it shifts the sand into these specific geometric shapes. This is called cymatics, the study of visible sound. You can also do this with liquids. Now here's a picture of cymatics in water, top-down view of DNA, and church windows. Notice they are almost identical. Now how many times have you drove past a church window like this and wondered how the fuck did they come up with that design? They didn't, it's in your DNA. Now here's something very interesting. Everything has a resonant frequency, which basically means everything has its own frequency. Now, a lady did an experiment where she set up a mic in the church like this and recorded the silence. She then set up speakers to play that silence so that it would go back into the mic and keep creating a louder and louder and louder sound, to the point to where it was strong enough to show up cymatically. Now, when she played that sound through water, it created these shapes cymatically. And to her surprise, the same shape the sound of the church was making was what the shapes of the windows inside the church looked like. There's only one group of people I know who can build at that level. But anyway, now remember, buildings have their own resonant frequency, which means that when you're in the building, your body is being interacted with those frequencies. So if your body is made of 60 to 80% water, and this is what water looks like when it's vibrating, that means whatever shape is made by the sound of the church is the shape that your DNA is taking form of. I believe these cathedrals are designed to create healing frequencies to make you feel good when you're inside of the church. This could be part of the reason why people feel good when they enter a church, not realizing the church is emitting its own healing frequency in alignment with the instruments that are being played by uplifting music scales.
Boy, I could play that one again. Isn't that one fascinating? So maybe somebody that you're interacting with would react to this particular video. So I just wanted to give you a variety of ideas that you could possibly use to share with people. And it is very important that we reach out. And again, that might be my observation from listening to the Tucker Carlson segment. I honestly feel that everybody wants to share. They want to react with people. They want to help people. And we're kind of trapped a little bit because we don't have enough tools in our bag, maybe, to really be helpful to our health at this point, unless you are interested in frequencies and self-care and using those frequencies. That might be an excellent way. So I think I've kind of got to the point where I need to quit talking. I do have, another video on some things that sound will do, but it's not anything that I have to share. I think we have time, and I have posted these before, but it's probably time if anybody wants to share anything. That would definitely be a good time to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I see that we do have a few people with some questions. I see Jerry, you've had your hand up for a long time. So sorry. We'll let you jump in here. All right, Jerry, you're on.
I had first a few testimonies. My wife has a swollen gum and pain, and she's used the frequency for dental infection and also gums, and that seems to help quite a bit. And I've had issues with my stomach, and that it's also helped with that. But my other question is,
Jerry, we missed the very first thing you said, and if you don't mind turning on your camera so we could see you, that'd be great.
Well, I don't.
Oh, that's okay if you don't want to.
Not sure how to do that. I'm not sure how to do it, but anyway.
No problem.
The other question, the first question was the testimony. My wife's had swollen gum and pain, and the dental infection frequency as well as the dental gum, root gum, has helped quite a bit. My other question is on the WAVwatch, when I'm on the playlist and I want to change from one frequency to another, I can't figure out how to do it. I have to go back to the home screen and start all over again. Sometimes if I maneuver, things will switch, but is there an easier way to get to a new frequency in the playlist than going to back home again?
Yeah, so I don't know if you can see my watch enough, but just right here on the left, or excuse it, I said it opposite, on the right, underneath the amount of time that it plays, the length of time, all you do is touch that and it advances it to the next frequency. Or you can make it go backwards on the left side. So the right side will make it go forward. There's a little arrow there, and the left side. And I know it's kind of hard to see there, but it will change the frequencies.
All right, I'll try that then. Thank you.
I don't know if you can see that because it.
I can see it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you for your testimonies too.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Jerry. Looks like we have another one. Rich, I will invite you to talk. All right, Rich, I think we've got you in here as a panelist. If you want to share your video or ask your question, either way is fine. Just need to hit unmute on your screen, Rich.
And Joseph, I see people are asking for the link to the church video. I don't know how to find that really quickly.
I'll look for it on TikTok.
Okay.
Was it TikTok?
It was TikTok.
Okay. All right, Rich, I'm not sure. Let me try again. While we're waiting on Rich, I see we've got Gretchen, so we can ask you to share your question as well. Gretchen, you want to ask your question? All right, let's see. Well, all right. Haven't heard from Gretchen yet. We've got Warren. Warren, do you have a question for us?
You can unmute yourself, Warren, down in the lower left-hand corner. You'll
Yep.
see the
Oh, I think
Warren was just in my office yesterday.
ah.
I
Well,
know that guy.
I tried to promote Warren to jump in here, and I
There
think
we
we
go.
Can
lost
you
him.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, Warren.
Oh, okay, great. Well, Linda already knows how excited my wife and I are. And we've already experienced some healing in our legs and also in the detox. There was a lot of things going on in the detox as far as feeling in my sinuses where I know I have some inflammation. And so it's been in general, but we are so sold. We're not even sold. We understand what you're doing and so grateful. We've already started questioning the medical profession a couple of years ago and know that this is true healing here. I did have some business questions. One of them is I want to get started with signing up my
Can we
affiliates.
talk about that? Can we talk about that later, Warren?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, yep. We can just
All right.
you can just give me a call. Okay.
Sure. All right.
Right.
So
Thanks, Warren.
you bet.
All right. So it looks like we're still waiting for Gretchen. Gretchen, I see if you want to ask your question, you can just unmute in the lower left. All right. Well, we've got a few other Q&A in the chat, and several people have really loved this, and I'm still looking for the video for the guy in the church. So
Okay. There are so many things about the bell towers also in churches that a specific bell, had a different tone. And I think I have seen a video on those. And so that might be something to look up to share with people because, maybe they didn't have as many physicians hundreds of years ago, but they were using different types of things for frequencies, definitely. So we do have a question. Would it be good to put my watch on detox when I'm on my treadmill, wearing my sweatsuit for more effect? That's a little bit hard on your watch, I would say, because sometimes we have just moisture that seeps under our skin when we're exercising. And the watch is, we keep trying to get it waterproofed more and more, but it's not perfect yet. So I would not do that just to protect your equipment, your WAVwatch. Make sure that it doesn't get moist. Your screen will go white when you have moisture. So.
yeah, that's a great point. And yeah. All right. Got another question there, Linda.
Is there a specific frequency for a cancer that is outside the intestines? I do not have that. Literally, there are so many thousands of frequencies that have been measured for cancer. That could be a completely different tool. And as you can tell, it might get us into a lot of trouble, and we wouldn't even be able to share the WAVwatch like we have it now. So the best frequencies are the pathogen folder. And you'll notice that there's a little, ribbon slogan on that, pathogen folders. And everything in that folder is quote unquote for a different, for cancer. I can prove with different studies that each one of those parasites or viruses or bacteria in that folder do cause cancer. Then I have 3 different, like I think it's cancer 1, cancer 2, and cancer 3. And that's all I really put in there so that, people are not viewing this tool as a cancer tool. It is a preventive tool. So please wear it for prevention. And it's not saying that it wouldn't necessarily help. I just don't have any measurements of that. And I'm just trying to tread lightly, obviously. But you could go to a practitioner who has a large Rife machine, and they're like this, and you have to set and hold some bars to absorb those frequencies, and they would have more frequencies for specific kinds of cancer. Okay.
All right. See, we have a question. I'll answer that, but thank you guys so much. Thank you everyone for joining. If you see in the chat, there are replays on Rumble and Facebook. So if you want to watch this video or any other videos, and we will try to find that other video that you've all requested.
Just the last question, does a food poisoning file cover bacteria, viruses, and parasites? It probably has some protection from all of those because it's a generic food poisoning type frequency, but I would also go to the germ folder and play bacteria, viruses, and parasites in there, and also molds, because that's an important one. And I thought in the past, another question was, I thought in the past you said a watch could be placed in the bed to help both people. It's fairly correct. They have to be able to hear it if you're not touching it or not wearing it. But I have had a fantastic testimony from one person. I know I'm repeating, but everybody doesn't hear every podcast. I had a gentleman call and say that he bought his WAVwatch, a WAVwatch for his wife with Parkinson's. And then he kind of got embarrassed. You could tell he didn't know what to say. And he was clearing his throat, and you could hear him thinking. And then he just blurted out, and we sleep really close together. And then he blurted out again, and I could feel her frequencies when she had the WAVwatch on. And I woke up the next morning and my feet didn't hurt. And I'm going, oh, that's really, really neat, And he goes, no, you don't understand. They've hurt for 15 years. I've been on medication for 15 years. So just by touching his wife who had the WAVwatch on, he had some results with his neuropathy. So that's why I'm saying if you're going to lay it on the bed, you have to be able to hear it unless one person is wearing it and touching the other person. That would be 2 different ways to use that. And same way with pets. You can hold your pet and you're wearing it for anxiety or something like that. Does the gallstone frequency dissolve stones? I have had testimonies on that. That's what it's made for. It may or may not work with you, but I would play it on a loop for quite a while. My watch will turn off automatically, even though it's fully charged. On that, I would try to make sure that you do have it set. There are 4 different buttons on the lower left corner, and sometimes this button even gets bumped a little bit and will change. So just make sure that you have it set how you need it to be set. And if that doesn't work, if something else is going on, call the number on the back of our booklet or email our customer service department. We have 4 or 5 people.
Yep. info@wavwatch.com.
There you go. Forgot to say that.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Thank you everyone for all your questions and interaction. Great to see you today, and we will see you next week.
Thanks. Can you stay on?
Thank you, everybody.
We'll have
Thank
to
you.
restart.
Oh, okay. Bye-bye.